Hi everybody, welcome to Let's Talk Porsche. My name is Ashley, the Porsche Pro at Porsche South Lakes, and this is
Joe. And today we're joined with the brand new EV Macan. So since 2014, 800,000 Macans have been sold worldwide. So an extremely popular model for Porsche. And now finally it's gone electric.
I can see past the ground line, escape my mind. I can see past the ground line.
So this is a really exciting reveal here from Porsche. The Macan is the first of our existing models to be electrified. So really excited to see the kind of changes that have been brought forward. Right out the gate, we've got the Macan 4 and the Macan Turbo as well. So both very impressive models. We're expecting 2 further models to be announced. We're assuming a 2-wheel drive variant and then something within the S range as well. So keep tuned for more details on that front.
So the Macan 4 will come with 300 kilowatts and the Macan Turbo, which is also available for launch, 470 kilowatts. So the Macan 4 will have 408 PS, 650 newton meters of torque, so that gives you 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. The Turbo, a little bit more performance, 637 PS and 1,130 newton meters of torque. 0 to 60 drops to 3.3 seconds, so that's going to be an extremely quick car. So the performance is helped by the new 100 kilowatt battery. That's the largest battery we've seen so far on a Porsche EV. All but 5% of that battery is usable, so you will be able to charge 95% kilowatts. On with the charging.
So in terms of the charging side, obviously you've got your AC and your DC charging with this vehicle. With your AC, you've got your home charging on your single phase. And then up to 11 kilowatt charging on 3-phase. If you're out and about, obviously you've got your fast chargers, your 800 volt systems. Now with that there, you can get a charge from 10% to 80% in around about 21 minutes. But don't worry, if you do only have access to a 400 volt system, which used to be quite a slower charge, because of the van charging that this Macan does, it will split the 800 volt battery into 2 400 volt batteries to charge simultaneously. This is going to take your charging speed from 50 kilowatt all the way up to 136 kilowatt at the 400 volt chargers. Obviously, at your 800 volt, you're getting the 270 kilowatts that you see in the Taycan currently.
So the big question everyone has will be on the range. With that larger capacity battery, we've seen a WLTP figure of 380 miles quoted for the Macan 4. The rear-wheel drive model may be slightly more efficient, a little bit lighter. The Macan Turbo is, of course, slightly less efficient, having a bit more performance. So real-world figures, we'd hope to see around 300, which would be great.
Phenomenal, yeah, absolutely. Let's jump right in with the Macan. As you can see, it's had a complete overhaul in terms of the aesthetic. I'm really loving this new look. The front end especially looks a lot more aggressive, definitely. You've still got those enhanced wings, but it's got a much steeper slope on the nose, which I'm assuming will be more aerodynamic. You can see straight away the biggest difference is going to be on those lights, really. We've now split the headlamps so that you've got the 4 daytime running lights at the top with the main beams just below. And of course, you've got the option of matrix on the Macan now as well. What I like about the Macan as well is it's still keeping with this traditional Porsche fly line with this slope. Obviously looking slightly more coupe-like towards the back, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. So the rear end looks slightly more coupe with a sloped rear screen. No rear wiper now. That is optional, which I quite like. They've changed the light strip on the back as well. So the Porsche logo is now, or the Porsche name is sort of embossed into the LED light strip. You can also option for that to have a dynamic light. So the coming home leaving function pulses, which is quite nice. Different look on the Turbo with sort of 2, what look to be almost like vents either side. All this helps the coefficient of the car, so 0.25 coefficient, so very, very slippery through the air, helping that efficiency. And really, really nice, first time we've seen on a EV with Porsche, a tow bar.
Oh, how much weight on this model, Joe?
2,000 kg, so 2-ton towing capacity, which is really, really nice. So even with that new fly line and shape towards the back of the Macan, it's not compromised on luggage space. 540 litre capacity with the seats up. So that's 136 litres total, larger capacity than the outgoing Macan with the combustion engine. Part of that is helped by the now, I guess, frunk So 84 litres of storage space under what would be the bonnet, which is handy.
Yeah, even with the new shape, it is still keeping to very, very similar dimensions to the Macan that we know and love. At the moment, it's got an 86mm longer wheelbase, but only 58 mil longer overall. Height is pretty much the same, within a millimetre. It's just 11 millimetres wider as well. So very, very similar to what we like, what we know and love.
The feature on the back is the spoiler, electronically controlled spoiler, and this is part of the PAA, so Porsche Active Aerodynamics. So the spoiler will adjust automatically along with cooling flaps on the front radiators. So that will help the efficiency of the vehicle. Flat bottomed underneath as well to make it as aerodynamic as possible.
In terms of suspension on this new model, we're seeing the steel suspension straight from the factory with the option of PASM. You do have air suspension on the turbo as standard as well. And in terms of the dampers, it's a similar two-valve technology that we've seen in the Cayenne. Also exciting news, for the first time we've got rear axle steering available on the Macan as well.
Yeah, so that'd be really nice. Makes the car turn tighter. Also helps the car manoeuvring at higher speeds. So all new interior on the Macan EV. Now this is following the brand DNA, so it's similar to what we're seeing on the Taycan originally, but more so now the new Cayenne and the new Panamera. So really, really nice. 12.6 digital display for the driver. Nice, clear, large PCM console. I like the fact that your climate control switches and controls are still a manual switch, so that's really nice to see. My favourite feature, probably the ambient lighting strip. So this runs across the doors and right the way across the dashboard. So that does your ambient lighting, and it's also classed as a communication light. So we believe it will change colour depending on the charge states of the vehicle or any assistance systems warnings.
Yeah, so we've got for the first time ever a passenger display within this Macan. That is where the passenger can obviously access things like maps, etc., but also media streaming as well. But it's not just the passenger who gets new screens. So in the new Macan, we have an augmented reality heads-up as an option. Now that is, for me, quite bonkers. I'm used to the traditional heads-up display where it does produce information there on the windscreen, so it appears ahead of you. But this is going to almost interact with your surroundings. It's going to project it seemingly up to 10 meters ahead of you. Information about the journey you're on, about your lane keeping, about your navigation, and of course messages as well. So it's really going to help bring the technology to a whole new level.
So speaking about technology, you can now get inner drive on the Macan EV. So this is a bit like your adaptive cruise control, but it will use the traffic sign recognition and automatically adjust the speed of the vehicle depending on the speed zone you're in. It'll take into account corners, roundabouts, things like that, and it'll work in conjunction with your active lane keeping. So that's a really nice feature. On the interior, we've got new seats. So you've still got the 14-way comfort or 18-way sport seats, but now you can have them ventilated, or you can even have the massage seats as well, which is previous. I've seen that on a Panamera, and a really, really nice option if you're doing a longer journey. And then there's all the different interiors.
Oh, goodness me. The colour choices we have now are absolutely phenomenal. I think my personal favourite is going to be the night green two-tone. I love the way that the colour there is just across the dash. It's an absolutely stunning effect. There's definitely, you can tell, with a much bigger focus on customization in terms of the interior nowadays, especially in this model. We're also seeing little details like, for example, on the 18-way seats that you mentioned, you can have the Porsche logo illuminated just under the headrest, which is, for me, it's a no-brainer. I want that on my car.
There's some really nice bits as well. You can do the neodyne finish on the interior trim, so you don't have to have them in sort of the silver. I like that touch. And I think these new inlays there for the...
Yeah, I like the oak silver metallic. That one's my personal favourite. And obviously the turbo models, we're seeing the turbonite again, which is, again, it just shows that next level. I love it.
So the Macan 4 will retail for just under £70,000 plus any options, and the turbo with the heightened performance will be around £95,000 plus options. The orders are now open.
Yeah, so if it is something that you are interested in, please do contact us here at Porsche Centre South Lakes. And don't forget to subscribe as well, because we're going to be seeing the vehicles here in the second half of this year. So we're going to be doing some real-world test drives as well. And really putting it through its paces, aren't we, Joe? So to summarise, new Macan, what have we got?
380 mile WLTP range.
Yeah, 100 kilowatt battery.
It can tow 2 ton.
It's a whole new design. We've got the split headlights.
And Porsche are making an SUV that's fully electric.
And a 2-wheel drive. Maybe. Are we saying that?
I don't know.
Or are we actually doing this? Like,
We just did it. So to keep up to date with all things Porsche, please like and subscribe. As soon as we get our hands on a Macan EV, I'm sure we will be doing an in-depth review.
Until then, many are specking online.
Keep bagging hunting.
Bye. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.